Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure review. Just to warn you in advance, this will not be an unboxing video. We are going to look at this figure directly mint on card. So, this action figure I recently purchased from one of my favorite local collectible toy stores, and that is Wax Packs Records and Toys, located in beautiful Roselle, Illinois. If you're in the Chicagoland area, check this place out. It's awesome. Okay, so yesterday I was at Wax Packs and I was finished hanging out and I bought a couple of things. And then before I left the shop, I saw this hanging on one of the walls and I had to have it. This is the Justice League of America Aquaman figure. And this was released by Hasbro. This is my favorite version of Aquaman. I love late 90s, early Aquaman. Especially the Aquaman, you only had the one hand and then the other hand, it was like a hook. I thought that was awesome. The hook hand was awesome. He could like shoot it out like a harpoon. And I don't know, he was so badass. He kind of had almost like gladiatorial armor covering his one shoulder and arm. He still had scale mail running down his legs, and then he had his Aquaman logo on his belt. He had the beard and the long hair, and there was just something very awesome about this version of Aquaman. I thought he looked fantastic. And so with this figure specifically, I want to say this might have been a re-release. Because some years prior to this, I think Hasbro, under the Kenner label, released, I think there were a set of Justice League figures, but I think they were called Total Justice. And I think this figure might have been in the Total Justice line at the time. And this figure specifically, I don't think this was like a figure that you'd find like at all retail locations. There's a part of me that thinks this might have been strictly a KB exclusive. KB Toys during the 90s, every mall had a KB toy store, and they had a lot of toys that, Toys R Us didn't carry, and it almost felt like, companies like Toy Biz specifically and Hasbro, they had like either repackage older toys or just make toys specifically for KB, and for some reason, I think this might have been a KB exclusive. I could be wrong, though. But like I said, I think this figure might have been a repaint. On the back, Justice League of America, collect them all. And it's kind of interesting because with this line, generally with a lot of the Hasbro and Kenner figures during this time period, they'd always give you like photos of all the other figures in the line. But for here, they just gave you a simple checklist. The only other figures available was the Dark Knight Batman, Martian Manhunter, Superman, Steel, and Aquaman. And over here, you can find yourself a small little bio on Aquaman. And I think the deal here, this was a collector display. So you'd cut out this cover of the Justice League, and then you'd place it into the JLA figure stand, which is right behind Aquaman. It's kind of weird, though, because even though you bought the Aquaman figure, the cover they give you doesn't even have Aquaman on it. It just has Electric Blue Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and the Flash. I want to say I think the artwork here is done by Doug Mahnke, I think. This is dated 1998. So yeah, this might be actually a reissued figure, because I think Total Justice came out maybe a couple of years earlier, maybe in 95 or 96. And around this time period too, I think the late 90s, early 2000s, I think Doug Mahnke was doing the art chores on Justice League. So, yeah, cool figure. Like I said, this is my favorite version of Aquaman. The figure is very limited in its articulation, as you can see. You're looking at something that's maybe at 5 to 6 points of articulation. The sculpting is done nicely for the 90s. This isn't any sort of like action figure engineering feat. It's very basic, but it's presented very well. You know, it's a much older figure. This card's seen better days. You can see it's all nicked and beat up. It's kind of dog-eared. But for me, it's a little piece of action figure history. I was a big Justice League fan during the late 90s and early 2000s. And, you know, this version of Aquaman, for me at least, embodies that time period. You know, a lot of the characters on the Justice League, their looks kind of remain the same. You know, they're very iconic. Like this version of Wonder Woman and Batman and Flash, very iconic. Aquaman, he's one of those characters that, you know, for whatever reason, they always kind of feel the need to update him. Even though during the last few years, they've kind of stuck to a certain look. I think it's more so because of the live-action film. And he just has a such much more mainstream presence than he did back in the day. Alright, so let's wrap this video up. Once again, my name is Lou. Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber viewer, thank you so much for continued likes, comments, and support. I greatly appreciate it. So, until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. Alright, later.